Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is noun phrase 447. Noun phrase today is pop-up, and we've got 4 meanings and 4 uses. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. Let's get right to it. All right, the first one is in baseball. A pop fly in the infield or shallow outfield. So this is when a hitter hits a ball, and it goes up in the air and stays very high up in the air for a long time. In baseball, we might call this an easy out, especially in the infield. The shallow outfield is a little tricky because sometimes the infielders have to run backwards and the outfielder has to run far in. A few of those sometimes could fall in and become a hit. But if it stays up long enough, it's an easy out. They got a lot of time to get under it and just wait and catch the ball. So we usually call that type of a hit a pop-up. All right, so here's the first question. How did they get him out? I mean, how did they get the batter out? He hit a pop-up that the first baseman caught. Yeah, simple. All right, number 2. A folded paper that literally pops from a greeting card, book, etc. Yeah, so if you ever got any of those cards where the page opens up and part of the page stands out, or the same thing with some kids' books, we call those pop-ups. My kids really like pop-ups. A pop-up book can bring a book to life, make it more exciting. And so here we could use pop-ups by itself, or we could say pop-up book becomes kind of a noun phrase. Okay. Pop-up cards are more fun. Yeah, both the books and the cards are more fun, but of course they cost a little bit more money. All right, number 2, an internet ad that is triggered to appear on certain computer screens when a computer web page is accessed. There was a lot of these in the early days of the internet. Sometimes kind of in an annoying way because you'd be looking at something and they'd appear out of nowhere. So pop-ups on the internet can be annoying, yes. I hate pop-up ads. That's what somebody might say. All right, number 4, a store or restaurant that appears suddenly and usually just temporary. Okay, so here's our example. Due to the coronavirus crisis destroying a lot of small businesses, many locations allowed pop-ups to rent for a few months or for a few weeks or a few months to get some rent rather than leave the location empty. Because the economy is not so good, especially during the height of the beginning of the crisis, there was very little chance that anybody was going to rent or start a new business at this time. It was a really bad time to start a new business. So the landlords knew that this location would be empty for a long time. So some of them made some exceptions and allowed some pop-ups to rent it for a little while. So I guess something is better than nothing. Kind of comes down to that idea. That pop-up store will only be there for 1 month. Yeah, maybe. Sometimes if you knew that this is the way it was going, you might ask the store how long you're going to be here. Yes, I would like to try that pop-up restaurant before it disappears because usually it's just going to be there a short time. They're probably not going to get too set up and too established, just enough to be able to cook and serve and then maybe go on. Maybe they get a good deal for a few months. They tried it. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. I hope it was very informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.